Welcome to Scott Bryant's Fitness Systems, and this video is all about James Smith, the fake fitness influencer. And the reason why I'm saying he's a fake fitness influencer, you'll find out why as the video goes along. So first of all, he brought out this book called James Smith, not a diet book. Okay, I read the book, about that much of it, because the book really pissed me off. The first bit of the book was really good, where he was talking about the fitness industry and how crap it is for personal trainers, considering some personal trainers will spend $3 on their education and never do another qualification. Or they might end up spending 60 grand like I have with the certificates behind me and reading over 919 books on fitness, diet, lifestyle and exercise. Now, I've watched a few of James's TikTok videos, and I've watched some of his YouTube videos, and I've realised he is a massive fake, or he's got some mental problems going on. So the first thing in the book, every second line or third line, there's a swear word. And if he mentions research, he's just got it off online. The research is in the back of the book. It's not in the actual section or chapter that you're reading. I've never ever read a book that's had lots of swear words in it. Constant swearing, like he's got Tourette's. Maybe he has got Tourette's. Maybe he needs to come out and say he's got Tourette's. We all have our issues, like I've got dyslexia. Or maybe I've been reading the book wrong because I've got dyslexia, okay? So the other reason why I think is a fake fitness influencer is that he's just done a video about putting the roller, the sponge, you know, when you do the squat, you have a bar across your back. And some people use a sponge in which to have it to be more comfortable. Or people like Chek that I saw puts a towel around it. And he said to never do that in his videos. So he was a bit of a hypocrite there. But going back to James Smith, he put it so high in the video. I've never ever seen that in a gym in 30 odd years. And if a PT is any good, or the manager of the gym is any good, they would tell that person and say that's quite dangerous. It could damage C1, which is the first vertebrae of the spine, coming down from the occiput, to C7. So you have to be really careful. And that's why really, if you're going to have the bar anywhere, you should have had it midline of the shoulder. So imagine that the bar is there on my back. And if you've got nice rhomboids and good latimus dorsi, you shouldn't feel any pain. And if you look at all the powerlifters that lift heavy weight, they always have it in that alignment there. So the next thing that James Smith said in one of his TikTok videos is that he took steroids in which for football or rugby, and to be bigger. And he thought that he needed to be bigger in which to get clients in the gym. Now, he's just recently bringing out a book about confidence. Now, why would you bring out a book about confidence when you don't have any fucking confidence yourself, because you had to take gear thinking because you're going to be bigger, you'll get more clients? Now, that isn't the case. Like, I'm a big guy. Everybody knows I'm a big guy, and I've been working on it for over 30 years. But that isn't what gets me clients. It's my knowledge in my head that gets me clients, and how I sell myself. I understand that he's trying to sell himself, and he's written more books than me at the moment, but I've got more books in my head that I would like to bring out later on. So anybody knows, anybody that wants to make a lot of money from fitness books, then let me know, and then we can co-author a book together. So he said about that thing about the weight bar, which I agree, but I've never seen it in the gym. So I think he's just scamming the trainers into thinking, oh, we're doing it wrong, when I've never ever seen that in the gym. Honestly, 30 years, I've never seen it in any gym. And I've worked in Fitness First, I've worked in loads of different gyms, right? And personal training gyms as well. So the next thing that he said, so the one was about the steroid thing, and about he was sort of like against them now. But then he had a go at the Liver King. Oh, he's not natural. Well, if he's not natural, if you think he's not natural, you've never been natural yourself, because you took a load of gear and you admitted to it on TikTok. Can you see where there's a bit of fakery going on? Then he said in one of his posts, right, you know, if people comment and slag him off in their posts, you know, what go down in TikTok or on YouTube, it doesn't bother him and he would never block them. He blocked me for making comments about what he was saying was bullshit, and that I could see through his bullshit, and that obviously the younger trainers, the ones that can be manipulated by his swearing and by he's written a couple of books, will jump on it with him. So a load of people caned me for what I said about calorie counting. So he's a big believer in calorie counting, but he doesn't understand the metabolic typing and doesn't understand functional diagnostic nutrition. So he's got very, very limited understanding of what nutrition really does. He just thinks, if you get in a calorie deficit, you'll lose some weight. But what happens if a person needs a certain amount of fat in which to keep their brain going, or to keep their liver functioning, or if somebody may need more carbohydrates to give themselves more energy so they can train? So doing just a calorie deficit to lose weight is a complete waste of time. And in 22 years, I've never used it with any of my clients, ever. Never used calorie counting or restricted calories with any of my clients. Admittedly, now I might use fasting with a certain client if they've got an illness like diabetes, or they've got a problem that they want to get over, or they've got a parasite infection where they can starve the parasite out of the body. But obviously I do comprehensive lab testing to find out exactly what's going on with that client. And when I do metabolic typing testing, the client has to fill out about that much paperwork that will take them 10 days that enables me to look at the organ health in their body. So remember, when you start restricting food, it will affect your musculoskeletal system and your organ health and your hormonal system. And this is why the guys that want to, in the fitness industry, want to talk about calorie counting and calorie deficit, is because they lack the knowledge of nutrition, okay? And one of my arguments on TikTok was, if calorie counting was so great and it worked, why doesn't your local GP or your private GP, doctor, recommend it? They don't, because they know it doesn't fucking work. And I've got a friend of a friend, he's done calorie counting, loses all the weight, then goes back to eating again and gains double back. And that's how the body rewards you every time you do this stupid dieting, which is yo-yo dieting really, which damages the metabolism. This is something that Wally, fake entrepreneur, does. Then the next thing on one of his TikTok videos, or I looked at his I think it's a website or something I looked at, and he said that he had 10,000 paying clients, right? So he's got 10,000 paying clients, but he lives in a shared house, and you've only got 40 hours or 50 hours a week, and he's telling PTs to up their rate of what they charge, in which for them to work less. But to work with him is £50 or £10 or whatever it is a month. It's so low that you would want to do it. Does that make sense? But my analogy is, you only have 40 to 50 hours in 1 week. So how can he look after 10,000 people? He can't, because it's bollocks. He's absolutely lying in which to get the young, impressionable, new PTs to jump on the bandwagon with him. Does that make sense? So if you're doing online training, it's still 1 hour or half an hour with that client. You can still only do 40 hours a week. Does that make sense? But he may have the people that are living with him, because he's on, £1 million a year, the people that are living with him doing the work. Now, if you was a successful entrepreneur, PT, fake person, surely he wouldn't be living with a load of geezers. Surely he would have his own pad in Australia where, you know, he's not living with a load of blokes. So what that tells me is that if he was that successful, he would probably live in a mansion, like the Liver King. Or he would live somewhere where there's not a load of geezers living with him. Does that make sense? Unless he likes living with geezers. I don't know the guy personally. Then he's talking about jiu-jitsu, and which I think is great. I've got nothing against jiu-jitsu. But what I will say to you, James, belts are only good for keeping your pants up. And that comes from the master, Bruce Lee. I know he's not here anymore, but that's what Bruce Lee said. You know, with Tang Do So, there's no fixed positions. It's a great martial art, the same as jiu-jitsu. But I don't know what you're grading. I think are you a purple belt? I think you said in one of your videos. So that you're probably being honest about and being truthful, and it's real. But everything else you say is an absolute load of nonsense. And why do you need to swear all the time? I just don't get it, especially in your book. If you didn't have the swearing in the book, I would have enjoyed it more, and I would be plugging your book to help you have more sales. So I hope you like this video, James Smith. I'm sure you will like it and it will make you angry, and I'm sure you will block me on YouTube. And if you do block me on YouTube, it just shows that you're a complete liar from where you said in one of your TikTok videos, oh, it doesn't bother me if I get trolled or people say stuff about me. But you did block me on TikTok, so remember that. So I'm hoping this video comes up right underneath your page where you can read. I'm Scott Bryant. I'm a master Paul Chek practitioner. Check out the Chek Institute. Studied with them for over 6 years. 22 years of personal training experience. Worked with hundreds of people around the world as well as in the UK. And I'm a book author too. So if you want to read my book that has no swearing in it, I'll send you a free copy if you like. That you probably might use it as toilet paper, I don't know. But here's my own book, self-published, my own book, which is called Holistic Health for Proper Geezers, Classy Ladies, Get the Body and Fitness You Want. So I hope you've enjoyed this video where I'm bringing you out about your lies and your deceiving of younger PTs and how some things just don't add up, the things that you're saying. So maybe you just need to make sure that your videos, that you're not lying so much in it and using the F word every second sentence. So hope you have a great day and you enjoy my video. Please comment down below and we'll chat soon. Bye.